And Hank comes up, the place is electric. You're on base at that time, and arguably, of course you were, and arguably the greatest home run hitter in the history of the game is standing maybe 90 feet, maybe 95 feet away from where you're taking your lead off. Can you put into words what that moment was like when he connected and you started running towards second base, watching that ball head out toward left field?
Well, a couple things, I guess, and not more than one thing. But like I said, I was so involved in being on base and maybe perhaps. In fact, it was like, man, I can't hit a home run. I don't want to hit a home run. I did. I would have settled for that, but I wouldn't be on base. So the scenario was there, and the build-up was so big, and the whole world was watching. Millions and millions of people were watching, and the stadium was electric and all that kind of stuff. And it wasn't like, he's going to go in a slump and not hit a home run. No, we felt like he hit a home run every time. So being on base was pretty cool, and I thought, because I'm old and I forgot, I thought there was 2 outs, but there wasn't. I've seen it now that there was only 1 out. So I shouldn't say that because I was stupid. I ran as soon as the ball was hit. Anyway, but as soon as the ball was hit, I had an idea. But Hank wasn't. He did. He had some tape measures, but he was a line drive kind of guy. So you weren't always sure they were going to go out. They just went the first, second row all the time. It was uncanny. It was unbelievable. So when he hit it, it was kind of semi-line drive, and I took off, and because I wanted to be kind of at second base, if the ball hit the wall, it fell in, and I could score from there. And as soon close to second base, ball went out, and I remember Bill Buckner, good buddy, great guy, we all love him and all that kind of stuff. God bless him. Rest in peace. He was such a great player, and was known for the other stuff, which wasn't fair at all. But anyway, he was the Dodgers left fielder, and I remember him climbing the wall, the chain link fence wall, at like they do, or like he's gonna catch it, and then it went like 12, 14 feet over his head. So every time I saw him, I went, "Oh man, you're right on it, just missed it." But he was talking about what, and he goes, "Oh, I was trying to get the ball." But I don't know what you think about what happened, but I noticed that right away. And then we all know kind of Tom House got the ball. Said he caught it. I don't know if he did or not, but did he catch it? Okay. So that was awesome. And look what he did. He ran right in and gave the ball to Hank. That's how much we were enjoying it too. And then instantly, I was going to be the first one to shake his hand at home plate. That's all I thought about. So I ran pretty fast, as hard as I could go, around third to home. And I got to home plate, and then I realized that Steve Garvey, Davey Lopes, and Bill Russell shook his hand on the way around, which, you ever seen that happen? Probably not. But they were all involved and all excited, and then those 2 knuckleheads came out, the kids, they say kids, out on the field. Now think about that. They would have gotten shot today, because death threats, there was all kinds of stuff. And this is another thing that the commissioner's office, you gotta be kidding me? You couldn't keep the people off the field, and you let that happen? I mean, luckily they weren't there to hurt him, I guess. But that was another uncanny kind of thing. But when I get around home plate, and he shakes our third base coach, and so but I wasn't disappointed, because I was like, so what? So I got a great picture of me pushing everybody out of the way at home plate, and I was the first one on our team. And I laughed because it was like shaking his hand, and I put my other hand on his helmet and shaking his hand. Hank Aaron, this is what I'm doing to Hank Aaron, you know? But, and then, you know, everybody's exploding, his family came out on the field, mom and dad, that was cool and all that kind of stuff. And so, but then, later on I was thinking, you know what? Right now I'd be more famous if I'd have missed third base. And people wouldn't have been mad at me. I'd have put pressure on some umpires on that one. But you know, these things will go through your mind because you're in this place where there's never going to happen again. It's never going to, you can't put yourself in that place. So one of the magical things I got to enjoy, and I think, like I said, it made the whole world happy